watching right now breakfast show on Now TV International, coming up with our first segment, and mainly today we will be concentrating on the Cairo climate talks, and it is based on building on the strong partnership between Egypt and Germany in the field of energy and environment. And today we will be having with us in the studio to shed more light on that topic Dr. Laura Escala and Dr. Mahmoud Galal. Welcome with us in the studio.
Well, just allow me, we are very keen to find out more about the Climate Talks Conference, and we're always lucky to have you tell us more about it. But this time, what is special about it?
This time, last week, in our workshop and in our panel discussion, we focused on the topic of green entrepreneurs, green startups. So we invited people like Mahmoud and others who actually managed to set up their startup in Egypt. We invited investors, we invited people from the government, from civil society, in order to see, like, where do we stand in Egypt, where do we stand in Germany as well, and how to foster green startups. So we were looking at success stories and trying to find out what made them successful, what were the hurdles, what were the challenges they faced in Egypt, and actually why is Egypt at the time, just now, so interesting for green startups in the fields of energy, in the fields of waste, and others. So this was the topic we were talking about.
Well, would you please tell us more about your project, the project that you proposed?
Okay, my project is actually about recycling the waste to energy. We produce alternative fuel to cement companies here in Egypt and Morocco and Saudi Arabia. We convert, there's three types of waste in municipal solid waste: organic waste, recyclables, and rejects. And we convert these rejects into alternative fuels. And also we produce biomass. It's energy came from agricultural wastes to be used as a substitute of coal and bedcoke in Egypt in cement factories.
So we're talking about the slogan of workers and the green companies, and definitely this is something, again, that is important, and especially we are talking about, whenever we talk about the challenges we are facing, the renewable energy, talking about how to live in a healthy new lifestyle. Tell us more about the importance, or why this slogan in particular.
Actually, when I prepared for the event, I found a study saying that Cairo is actually one of the top 10 cities to establish a startup. So I tried to do some research on why exactly Egypt or Cairo. And there are many factors that play together. First, of course, we need to see the demographic development. We have so many young people, so many university graduates, and the job market is simply not able to absorb all of them. So some people must look for alternatives, and there are so many young Egyptians, motivated Egyptians, who might be fascinated or motivated to open their own business rather than going for a payroll job, for a government job. So this is the first thing. The second thing, and you've mentioned it already, is that Egypt is facing several challenges: the energy crisis, the waste issue, environmental issues in general, pollution or water scarcity. All those issues we've been talking about in the last times when I've been here. And it's very interesting that exactly those challenges are business opportunities for people like Mahmoud and others who take these challenges and just open their business. So it's very beneficial for the individual who makes, of course, money, but also for the society, because it, of course, has a positive impact if we don't just throw away, in his case, the fuel, the waste, but rather use it and make energy out of it. So this is a win-win situation, I would say, and this deserves also to be supported by the government, I guess.
Well, what are the main challenges facing eco-entrepreneurs?
I think this should be directed to Mahmoud. He knows way better than me.
I think the main challenge here is there is no supporting from ecosystem. We need support from ecosystem to continue. Small lake of funds working in this atmosphere. You know, it's the renewable energy sector or waste to energy. It's a high capital market. You need to a lot of money. You need a lot of cash to put in the business. You need to a lot of machinery which Egypt not produce it. You can import it from Germany or US or Europe. In this market, the main challenge now is cash flow and lack of cash in Egypt, and I think we need to more support from ecosystem, like government incubation, or a lot of incubation, a lot of venture capitalists focusing on renewable energy. We need the money go there if we want more green economy. And now after COP21, I think Egypt must think about the green economy and how we can you imagine every time you recycle you get more than 6 jobs. So it's a huge 1 ton equals 6 jobs. So I think it's a big opportunity. We must work on it.
Just you make me eager to understand more about your project. Definitely, you are engineer, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about your major and what are you doing exactly? Talking about the project and how far it is environmentally friendly. Tell us more about it.
Okay. I'm electrical engineer. My project is reduce emissions. It's mainly reduce emissions for cement companies. Now there's fossil fuels or petcoke or coal. A lot of CO2s will be in the air because using fossil fuels. Mainly we need a substitution for this fossil fuels. What is it's we have mainly two products. One of them is called RDF, refuse derived fuel, and another one is biomass. Refuse derived fuel came from municipal solid waste. It's our waste, any kind of waste. We can produce energy from it. Now it can produce energy from organic waste also. Another kind, it's agricultural waste like rice straw, tree trimmings, corn stalks, cotton and tree trimmings. Any agricultural waste can be used as alternative fuels. And now Egypt have more than 43 million of agricultural waste per year. So we have a lot of materials can be used as alternative fuels in cement sector. We have a lot of heavy energy consumption like cement sector, steel sector, paper sector, who use a lot of energy. So our rule is make a substitution for them to use alternative fuels. This is my project about.
Yes. Well, for the project itself, how does Germany and the German embassy support the young eco-entrepreneurs?
Well, there are several projects run either by the German Arab Chamber of Commerce or by the German Science Center. I mean, of course, we are not investors, so there still have to be investors who actually find this business opportunity interesting and who are ready to give money for it. So this is something we cannot do as an official entity. What we can do is taking these topics to the public attention, like we did at CCT, and I think this also helps to change the mentality. we had like an interesting discussion, especially about young ladies who decide to become entrepreneurs and the challenges they face within their families, for example. And I mean, it's the same in Germany. And also as a parent, you might be more, you might find it better if your daughter just becomes a doctor or an engineer or work for the government instead of this insecurity, of course, which is associated with entrepreneurship and startups. So this is one thing. Then the German Chamber of Commerce, they have a very interesting mentoring project which brings together young entrepreneurs from Germany and Egypt who are dealing with similar businesses, and they have the chance to exchange experiences, to talk about their challenges and what they did and how to face them. So this is one thing. Then we have, it's called a Science Slam, Falling Walls Lab, where young entrepreneurs in front of a huge public can present their ideas. So we give them a stage where they can pitch their ideas and just maybe also raise the attention of investors. And the third thing we did is working together with the TEAC, which is the Egyptian Technology, Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. They belong to the Ministry of Communication. And we had quite a fruitful cooperation with them, just delivering workshops by Egyptians and Germans for young entrepreneurs. So they have a network of young Egyptians who are entrepreneurs, and we just organize workshops for them. So, for example, how to market your idea, how to commercialize your research. So these are issues where Germany might be experienced, where we did a lot in the past, and we're ready to give this information on to our partners in Egypt.
So, Engineer Mahmoud, talking about this important project, and definitely, as we understood, it will provide a lot of different job opportunities for the youth, and this is exactly what we are looking for. Okay. But definitely, you are facing some challenges, not only you, but all those who are participating, just as Ms. Laura mentioned right now, it is a challenging, actually, sector. So what are the challenges you are facing?
Okay, I think when this project it came from after 5 trials. I believe in trial and error. So when we start in you know, the Nile flowers, the plant who grow in Nile. We start to recycle these Nile flowers, and we make a good product from convert Nile flowers to animal feed to be used in Egypt. And when we produce animal feed, we fall in market it. So the main challenge, how to market yourself, the marketing, how to sell your products. If you go there.
Just allow me to move on also, because you know that we have an important event taking place in Sharm el-Sheikh, talking about Sahel and Sahara conference taking place over there. And actually this is one of the most important meetings taking place due to the old challenges we are facing in the region, talking about terrorism. And of course here we have over the phone General Hamdi Bkhit. Hello. I think we lost the call, so just you can continue with us.
The main challenge is marketing. It's how to sell your product, and second challenge the lack of funds. When you wanted to start the company, for me, I collect money from. I would work in big.
Just allow me to take the phone call. I'm very sorry, but hello. General Hamdi Bkhit, hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Actually, today we are talking about the importance of the conference taking place right now in Sharm el-Sheikh, how important it is, especially that it is taking place during a very critical period of time, whether we are talking about political issues, economic issues, terrorism attacking the whole globe, actually across the globe. So tell us more about your insights, sir.
I think this conference mainly is speaking and discussing all the issues and matters and threats about terrorism spreading over the area of الساحة and Sahara. This area is considered the main contested area with tourism gangs and organizations, and so this is taking a lot of concern of the countries of Chad Basin and southern coast of the Mediterranean and the western coast of Africa. This area is very important and very critical area according to the threats facing over these countries. Now we can look to this conference in a very I mean, we are emphasizing on how this conference can face these threats by taking some decisions to make mechanisms on the international and regional and sub-regional level to face these threats. According to what's happening now in Sharm el-Sheikh, I feel that facing the threat is taking many tracks. One of them is the military threat, and the other is how to moderate the thoughts and education and the culture of the people of this area to face the threat of these gangs and organizations. At the same time, development is important also to gather and collect all the efforts to build up these countries to make this part of the map very strong to face terrorism, because you know terrorism is penetrating the swamp areas like those who doesn't have a government or a national army or a national
Right, definitely, General Hamdi Bkhit. Right, definitely this is going to be one of the priorities actually discussed during this meeting, and definitely also talking about the importance of the initiative of having this collaboration to fight terrorism starting here in Egypt, actually taking place in Egypt. And thank you very much, General Hamdi Bkhit.
Well, Dr. Laura Dexle, as well as the engineer Mahmoud Galal, thank you very much for this interview. Thank you. Well, by this we come to an end of this episode of Breakfast Show, and I'd like to thank you very much, Nashwa.
Thank you very much, Rasha. Thank you, all of you. Actually, today we have got a very special edition of our breakfast show, and we brought you live on air the conference, Sahel and Sahara conference taking place in Sharm el-Sheikh, and definitely we'll bring you more updates for this conference. And until then, thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.